Hello, hello, and hello. She's Tisha C,
And he is Willie,
and we are
a show divided.
a show divided. Welcome into another episode, the second episode of a show divided. I am your humble co-host, Willie Epting Jr. We got Tisha C in the building. Tisha, say what's up to the folks.
Hello. Hi.
I said, say what's up to the folks.
What's up, folks?
So we're gonna get into this last round of games for both of our squads. We titled this "We Ride Together, but We're Gonna Cry Together." Both of our teams lost, so you already know what it is when we do that. You already know what we got to do. So without further ado, let's go get it.
Right about now, you're about to be possessed by the sounds.
2-6 shit. Yeah, I know what it is. You little suckers get to talking, grabbing out walking, strapped to the pong, getting tossed, and smacking they sleep with the coffins. And they getting greedy like saying, give me all this.
Yeah, buddy. You already know what it is when you hear that music. It is another. Well, I think Tisha needs to turn her volume down because I'm hearing myself twice. And one of the one of me is actually slower than the other me, which the slower me is who I really am for real. Tisha,
Yes.
what is happening?
I don't know what is happening. Let's just dive right in.
Well, I'll tell you what is. I'll tell you what's not happening. What's not happening is a Las Vegas Raider team that many people had pegged as a possible AFC West champion and for sure a wild card. They're the only team in the NFL that has not won a single game.
And I couldn't be happier. You said many people. I definitely wasn't one of those people. But still, that's awful. I truly hate it.
No, you don't.
I do.
Stop.
I do.
Show everybody out there your paraphernalia that you have on. Oh, wait a minute. Before we do that, thank you guys out there for checking us out on Facebook Live as well as YouTube Live and the Shakeback Media page, Twitter page, Twitter. Thank you out there for all of that. This episode will be going immediately to Google Podcasts, Spotify, as well as Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your favorite podcast platforms or user. You know what I'm trying to say. So, Tisha, for everybody out there that's watching, show them your paraphernalia. Look at this crap right here.
It's beautiful.
And then look what else she has on.
Oh, let me turn it. There we go. And of course,
You see
hey,
that?
I'm still repping. We might have lost, but it's still Chiefs all day. All day.
Well,
Let's go.
yeah, it's supposed to be your team all day. I mean, whether they are in first place, second place, or last place. Tisha, turn your volume down just a little bit for me, okay?
I can't go much lower, but I got it.
Okay. Well, maybe it's on my end. Okay, we'll fix it on my end. Okay, so where do you want to start? You probably want
I
to
don't
start.
know. You tell me.
You probably want to start with the team that sucks, which would be mine, right? It's okay. You can say it.
I wouldn't even go that far. It's just not here. Let me move that. It's just not. You've had a rough start, but that's okay. There's like so much season left.
Well,
To still suck. I'm so sorry.
yeah. Ooh, see? That's what I be talking about right there. You know what? We got a Monday nighter coming up on
Mhm.
October the 10th in Kansas City. We'll get to
I'm
that. You're going?
hoping to be there.
Oh boy. Oh gosh. Okay. Before we'll get more into that probably the next episode, which should be next week. So let's talk about these Raiders. 0-3, go down to Tennessee after being down at halftime. The defense really stunk it up in the first half, Tisha, and when you can make Ryan Tannehill look like an all-pro quarterback, there's issues there. There's a lot of issues there. particularly when you have, or when they being the Titans, they were without their best lineman. Taylor Lewan was out. And we, being the Raiders, with Max Crosby on one side and Chandler Jones on the other side. Oh, who, by the way, Chandler Jones, the last time he played against the Titans with Lewan in the lineup, he single-handedly himself registered 5 sacks. And I don't think he has not one sack all season, all year so far. So the defense really stunk it up in the first half. In the second half, it was a totally different story because the Raiders offense stunk it up in the second. Well, I shouldn't say they stunk it up, but they actually both sides of the ball stunk it up. The defense came back to play very well in the second half, and then the offense just kind of sputtered along a little bit. But after being down, basically 21 or 22 to 24 to 19, or no, 24 to 18, no, 16, being 20 down 24 to 16. Derek Carr leads a charge down the field, gets a touchdown pass to, I believe it was Mac Hollins, who had a day himself. So we were within 2 points of tying this thing and sending it to overtime, which would have been the second straight week we would have been going to overtime, shades of last year. But Derek Carr's pass to Darren Waller was incomplete. The ensuing onside kick was unsuccessful, and the Titans escaped with a 24-22 victory over the Raiders, thus sending the Raiders to 0-3. I didn't watch all of the game. I went back and watched the highlights, and we were without a lot of players. That's not really an excuse because the Titans were without a lot of players as well.
That's just football.
Yeah. And we have not put together a complete game as of yet, but we really should, in my opinion, be 3-0. I mean, we really should be. I shouldn't say should be, because if we should be, we would be. But we really, really, really could be 3-0. That's my. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I agree. They've been close. I mean, close deficits. Like, honestly, that's a hard way to lose, is to play not great. Well, both teams to play really not that great and then to still lose. That's what we ran into, I feel like, last week, which, yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah, and I'll let you cry here in just a minute. So, the Raiders in the first 3 games combined margin of loss or victory for the other team 2, 6, and 5. That's 13 points. That's 13 points. So what that tells me is this. Last year we were winning those close games. We were winning those tight ones at the end like that. I think our kicker, Daniel Carlson, probably had 5 or 6 game-winning or game-tying kicks last season alone. But he hadn't been able to be in that position this year. Because again, the Raiders have not put together a complete game on both sides of the ball yet. I'm
so happy that you have a kicker.
Yeah. I mean, y'all's kicker's not bad. I mean, I know it's not your guy, but he's still not bad.
Who?
Right? Bucker's out. I know Bucker's out.
Yeah, Amendola. No, we dropped him.
Oh, you dropped Amendola. When was that?
Today or yesterday? One of the two.
Why? Is Bucker back?
He's questionable. So I don't really honestly know where we stand there. So
okay. See. Okay, so let's just get into your Kansas City Chiefs. And they go to Indianapolis, right? And they play a team that many of us had chosen to win the AFC South. They get they get Matt Ryan in, who is a one-time MVP, led his team to a 28-3 lead over the then Tom Brady led New England Patriots. Only, we know the story there. But for all intents and purposes, people such as myself had the Colts winning this division because of their upgrade at the quarterback position. But now we're thinking, was it really an upgrade? And they had tied the Houston Texans in the first game, lost to the Jaguars. And when I say lost to the Jaguars, I mean the Jaguars beat them up. Oh, by the way, don't look now. The Jaguars are 2-1 with impressive wins over the Colts, and an even more impressive win over the Chargers out in LA.
That's
But
one to watch.
the Chiefs come rolling in. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, McCole Hartman, Juju Smith-Schuster, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and
we
all
have
the
Sky
rest.
Moore, Chris Jones. Keep going.
No, I was talking about the offensive side of the ball.
Oh, offensive side. Okay, well, it's a whole.
So they go up to Indianapolis, and they get an L hung on them after what we saw the Chiefs do against the Cardinals, and even to the Chargers on last Thursday night to a degree. I wasn't really sold on this defense, but the defense did play well in this game, Tisha. But what happened to the offense? Only 17 points?
Yeah, we weren't connecting. I mean, clearly, we definitely here's the thing. We definitely did not deserve a W. It was L all the way. We couldn't make anything happen. If you can't convert, you're done. I think there was a little bit of emotions. I don't know. I mean, obviously there was some emotion involved, but we didn't show up. We didn't show up, and so we lost. So reconnect, regather, pick yourselves up. Let's try it again next week. I'm kind of a fan of every now and then you have to lose. You just have to as a team. You have to do that to learn where to improve, where to do better. What do we need to change? What do we need to? I don't know. I honestly didn't expect the loss, but hey, it happened.
Okay, let me burst that bubble real quick. When you said you are a fan of sometimes having to lose,
I know I really am.
Okay,
you have to lose sometimes. You don't remember the run it back year? It was terrible. We did great until we didn't, and then we just choked. Like you have to. I feel like it's part of it. You have to get mad about it. Sit in the locker room. Everybody needs to be upset. Let Andy Reid tear you a new one, and then come back next week and do better.
But this team shouldn't need. This team does not.
Every team needs it. It's football.
Well, maybe I'm saying that. Maybe that's the I hate them side of me that is saying that. Maybe that's what that is. But I will tell you this: I was surprised that they lost this game. I'm really, really surprised that the Colts held them to only 17 points. Yep. Here's my concern with the Chiefs. The Chiefs were not able to run the ball. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Hello, where are you? 7 carries for no yards?
No. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Jerick McKinnon, 7 carries for 20 yards?
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is your leading rusher with 26 yards on the ground, averaging 6.5 yards per touch or per carry. That ain't good.
It wasn't working. Nope. That ain't good. You're right. It was not good. Nope.
So now, Clyde Edwards-Helaire did contribute nicely to the passing game. 5 catches, 39 yards. Those are really just extensions of the run game, if you ask me, but that's what that is. What's up with McCole Hartman? This dude, man, I don't get it. He's got all this speed. Can he not run routes? What's his issue?
No, I think that's the thing. I think he can. I think, honestly, I think we're a little busy offensively. I don't think we have a rhythm yet. I think we kind of started out a little bit on an easy schedule, obviously not the Chargers, but we started out, we played well, we balled well, things were meshing, but we have to figure out like what's permanent, what works. I like McCole. Don't crush on him. He's okay. I think we're just still learning. We're so new. We have so many new people. So it takes time.
But here's what's the same. Your quarterback is the same.
Okay.
Your head coach is the same.
Okay.
Your offensive coordinator is the same.
Absolutely. Love it.
Your tight end, your number 2 tight end in the NFL is the same.
Okay. Okay.
Everybody
else is different.
I mean, but okay. So let me ask you this, because people have been kind of. Well, let me ask you this question first, and then we'll move on to that other part. What were your thoughts when you saw Eric Bieniemy and Patrick Mahomes kind of jawing each other before halftime?
That something's not working. Obviously, I mean, you could clearly tell there was either miscommunication whatever it was. I mean, I wasn't that upset by it. I think they're super close personally, so I'm not worried in the long run. I don't think maybe it should have gotten caught on camera, but it did. It happens. Whatever. I'm not that worried about it. But obviously, when things aren't connecting, especially when you have somebody like Mahomes and Bieniemy, they're both very like-minded but different.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't working. When it's not working, at what point whose call is it really? I don't know. I hate to say that because I know the answer to that, but if you're there and you're on the field and you can feel it, I don't know. I think that's what it was.
It's Andy Reid's final call.
Well, sure, but he's not on the field.
So let me put it to you this way, because while Tyreek Hill is in Miami is 3-0. This dude is one of the leading receiving one of the yards leaders in the NFL after week 3. Tyreek Hill is, of course, who we're talking about.
Are we that surprised?
Well, that's a good question. Are we that surprised? I mean, I would say yes, I am. I'm gonna tell you, yes, I am. I know they shut him down a little bit against the Bills. Shut him down a little bit, or did they? Nah. The thing is that the Bills they had all their secondary was no, they did not have a starter in the secondary. Micah Hyde, the safety, the all-world safety, is out for the year. So whether I don't know if that would be a good judge. I mean, we thought that the Ravens secondary was one of the tops in the league. As a matter of fact, I thought it was the strength of their defense a couple years ago. I don't know what's going on with Humphrey and Peters. I know Peters is coming off the injury. And then the kid they got from the Saints, he ain't done diddly poo. So are we surprised that Tyreek Hill is doing what he's doing in Miami? I mean, he's putting up the same type of numbers that he did when he was in Kansas City. Because the question was it Tyreek Hill making Patrick Mahomes, or was it Patrick Mahomes making Tyreek Hill?
Oh, good Lord. Well, I think Tyreek Hill is just different. He's a breed of his own. Lovely. Love it. I think the two are not the same. We played a lot of ball without Tyreek Hill. He has hamstring issues. We won a lot of games without him. Like a lot. Several. Mm-hmm. So the losing him wasn't an issue. Is he amazing? And I mean, honestly, yeah, he probably is. I wasn't that surprised. I didn't know how him and Tua were going to mesh, but seems like it's working out pretty well. So I'm a closet Tua fan. I've said this before. He's had a rough start. I can't lie. I like to see him do well. I hate it, but
so you're in Arkansas, correct?
Uh-huh.
And I'm in Dallas. So you are how far from Kansas City?
3 hours, 2.5 hours.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Kansas City. Right on the line.
Kansas City is 9 hours from here. That's crazy. But let me get back to the point. The point is this. Eric Bieniemy, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes does not realize that I shouldn't say he doesn't realize. Obviously, he does. But in that particular instance, in my opinion, Tyreek Hill is gone. There's nobody on the Kansas City Chiefs offense that scares you the way that even comes close, because nobody scares you like Tyreek Hill but Tyreek Hill. But what I'm saying is they don't have anybody on that offense that comes anywhere close to scaring a defense the way that Tyreek Hill does.
Not in that game we played. No. Huh? Not in that game we played, no.
But no, going forward, because Travis Kelce is all that. He can kill you in the middle of the field. We know that. Mm-hmm. But he ain't going to burn you deep. No. He's gonna run by you. He's gonna run by some linebackers, but he's not just gonna run a 9 route.
No, obviously, no.
So that's what I'm saying is that
you're just gonna completely discredit like Juju or Sky Moore. I know that they both didn't play a great game, but you're just gonna cut them out. They're just done.
No. Because I'm talking about a different type of receiver. Juju Smith-Schuster is not that speed burner either. He's a Travis Kelce with a little
route runner.
Huh?
He's a very good route runner, but
yes, he is a very good route runner. But my point is that he doesn't have there's the burning speed or even the threat of burning speed is not there anymore.
Yeah. So
So
we lost and we learned to adjust. We'll do
right.
it. It's good.
Okay. Because I think that the recipe that worked in the game against the Cardinals, where Pat Mahomes was spreading the ball all over the place,
Right.
that is, and the fact that they only ran the ball or they only had that many amount of yards rushing, I thought we would see a lot more rushing attempts from this offense as well.
Yeah,
And
I would hope. But
I know they had one of the better O lines in the league, but I think I'm not saying I hope, Tisha, but I think that come October the 10th, Monday night, in Arrowhead, Kansas City, Missouri, finally, The Rock has come back to Kansas City when the Raiders visit.
that's the downfall. You playing in Kansas City. That's rough.
Well, it is. And we know that Arrowhead in all its splendor is one of the tougher venues to play, not just football, but in all the sports. The Raiders better get their act together this week against the who do we have this week? Oh, it's the dang, I forgot just that quick.
Is it the Broncos?
Yeah, the Broncos. The Broncos.
How do you feel about that?
The Broncos are atop the division, and Russell Wilson has thrown for like 3.7 yards all year. How does that work? And who have they beaten? They beat Seattle. No, they lost to Seattle. They lost to Seattle on opening night. And then this last week, they beat the 49ers. The 49ers with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Come on.
Say it again.
So I said, come on.
Exactly. And then I forgot who they played the second game of the year, but they won that game too because now they're 2-1 sitting atop the division in the AFC West. So this is our opportunity to claw back into it a little bit. Go ahead.
Can we talk about the ugliest game like you've ever watched? Was the Broncos game last week. I just couldn't. I was like, oh my gosh, like it was so sporadic and just unsuccessful. That was a terrible. We might have lost. They won. That's great. That was a hard game to watch. Did you watch it?
Thankfully, I was on the road traveling back to Dallas.
It was so bad.
Although I could have watched it on the NFL app, but
I can't tell you exactly what the score was, but it was like, oh my gosh, it was like some record-breaking low score ever. It was crazy.
Well, it was like 12 to or 15 to 11 or something like that. And speaking of that Jimmy Garoppolo gave them a deuce when he channeled his inner Dan Orlovsky by stepping on the outline, or I'm sorry, on the inline in the end zone and giving them a safety.
It was such a terrible game. I'm sorry.
I mean, seriously. Okay.
Let's move on.
We got about 5 minutes left to go in the show. Let's talk about your Kansas City Chiefs and who they have in week 4. That would be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday Night Football. Our prayers and thoughts are out to everybody in the Tampa Bay St. Pete area as Hurricane Ian is bearing down on that area. The word came out on today that the Buccaneers have departed Tampa and are now in Miami to train. Now, they're talking about this game being moved.
Yes.
I heard Minneapolis?
Yeah. I think that's what I heard as well. I'm still not certain, but yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, I heard Minneapolis, and I don't know why they would move the game there.
It's common ground.
Why? No, it's not. It's closer to Kansas City. What are you talking about?
It's just in the middle.
And then on top
for me, that's very common.
And then on top of that, the Chiefs would have to play in the same time zone that they're already used to playing in, and Buccaneers would have to go backwards an hour. And then it's a home game for Tampa Bay. Why would they put it all the way in Minnesota?
I don't know.
They could have put that game. Well, a lot of people were saying that they could have had the game in San Antonio because we've seen the Saints play there after Hurricane. What was it? Hugo? No, that was in Florida too. Hurricane.
I don't keep up with
Irene?
hurricanes, just football.
No. Yeah, it was the one in Katrina. Katrina, that's what it
Katrina.
was.
There we go. Okay, you could have said the big one.
Yeah, because she was a. You know what? I got a joke, but I'm not gonna say that right now. So your thoughts on the Chiefs having to play the Buccaneers after the last time these two teams played against one another? Are you scared? If you're scared, go to church. If you're scared, say so.
I'm not going to say I'm scared. I will tell you one thing that I've learned. Never bet against Tom Brady. So I'm just not going to do that. And I know this though. Like, I really hope coming off a loss will give us some fuel, spark the fire. Boy, it'd sure be nice. But maybe coming off of 2 losses will really spark the fire. I don't know. I can't call it. I don't do that. I don't do that.
Well,
the Bucks have been shaky, so I just I don't know, but it is what it is. When it comes to Tom Brady and football, I don't.
Well, we're about to find out how good of a coordinator. Oh, we already know how good of a coordinator he is, but we're about to find out what kind of adjustments he's going to make. Him being Eric Bieniemy, because that Tampa Bay defense looks a lot like the same defense that chased Patrick Mahomes all over the place in the Super Bowl down in Tampa a few years ago. And I'm trying. Hey, is it a fact or is it a fact? It's a fact. It is a fact. That dude, man, that dude was running for his life. Now, I understand that his offensive linemen, 2 of his best offensive linemen were down, but it doesn't matter. I mean, that Buccaneers front 7, oh my gosh. So we don't have to predict the game because I already know you're going to pick the Chiefs no matter what. And I might pick against the Chiefs because I just hate them.
I know this. We know this.
Okay. All right. So that being said, the Raiders go to Mile High on Sunday.
I think he gets you.
Yeah,
y'all are either going to be really mad and play really, really well. I hate to say this, but I kind of hope you do. But I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, no, actually, that game is in Vegas. That game is in Vegas.
Is it? Oh, good.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So we usually play the Broncos later in the year. They like to stick us out there whenever it's snowing and cold and blustery and all that other stuff. But this is a must-win game for us. I mean, we absolutely have to have this game. And then, of course, our other division mate, the San Diego Chargers, they took it on the chin big time to the Jacksonville Jaguars and Hall of Fame quarterback Trevor Lawrence, because what he did to them was nothing short of remarkable. But I had said, watch out for the Jaguars this year because the big homie, Coach Peterson, is a quarterback whisperer. So the Chargers, they have a lot of injuries. They lost their starting starting O-lineman Rashawn Slater for the year. He's got a torn bicep. And then the little homie Jalen Guyton, wide receiver, he's out for the year as well. Texted his mom the other night, and she actually posted it on Facebook that he has a torn MCL and ACL, so he's done for the year.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. So we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about that. Her and Jennifer Coney Shepherd and I will be talking about on the next episode of the Real Moms of the Shield. I have a lot of questions about that, and there may be that show may be a little bit of a tearjerker. So yeah. Make sure you guys check that out next Thursday at 7:30 or 7:00 p.m.
I'll be there.
All right. Tisha, what you got smart to say?
Go Chiefs.
Come on. Give
Chiefs
it to
by
me.
$1 million.
Chiefs by $1 million.
Chiefs by $1 million. Always. Hey, you know what? A loss is a loss. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, like, show up, cheer harder, cheer louder. It doesn't matter. They'll either turn it around or they won't. If they don't, I'll be here next year.
No, you can't be talking about next year already. I ain't even got no good cracks in yet. No way. That is not happening.
I think we got you. Come on, man. You know what
All
though?
right.
Hold on. Here's what'll happen. And this is very on brand. Do good, lose. Maybe we beat, the Bucks, whatever. That would be amazing. It would be a whole moment, and then you guys will come in and shut us down. So that's history.
Well, I tell
You
you
can't
what.
argue with that. It's happened more than once.
Well, we actually provided the blueprint to beat a Mahomes-led defense. It didn't work out that great last year because it was cover 3 all the time, and Patrick Mahomes just slaughters cover 3 coverage. But this team, and I hope Chandler Jones, man, you get wind of this. You need to bring your ass to the party because you ain't done jack diddly poo since you got here, and you got signed to a major extension. You can't have Max Crosby on the other side, who, by the way, said he studied your film. Get it together, brother. Get it together. Any final thoughts?
No, I said my piece.
Well, as LL is bringing us to a close, who will be screaming at the end of week 4? Will it be me or will it be Tisha? Come back next week and find out. Tisha C, Willie Epstein Jr., Show Divided. Y'all take care of each other. Y'all hug each other. Y'all love each other. We'll holler at y'all again real soon. Peace. We out.